So, hey YouTube, Flaherty here. It's been a while since I last posted. Things have been crazy, mental health wise, and this video is kind of going to talk more about that. I know I've talked about this, and if you've been on my channel, you know about my mental health, and if you are like new to my channel, hi, I'm Flaherty, or Lady Lavender if you play games with me, and I suffer a lot of things, so I'm just going to talk about that. One of which I just want to talk about mental health, and it's important. So if you want to keep watching the video, good. If not, feel free to just like click out of the box or close the app, it's fine. But I feel like I need to talk about this because I don't feel like it's been brought up enough. But it's become to the point where it's become serious for me, especially in my line of work. So let me just start off by telling you guys, I was diagnosed with ADD. If you don't know what that is, attention deficit disorder, where I lack in concentrating on tasks. When I was a child, I think maybe first grade, second grade, and then either also first or second grade, I was found to have been diagnosed with severe anxiety and panic attacks. In a way, like a mixture of just a panic and anxiety disorder in some ways, because they're mixed up a lot. First thing I want to focus more on the anxiety attack stuff. ADD is important to talk about, but it's not what's been affecting me. But this does play into that too. So, I am medicated. I have been for most of my life. If you don't know how old I am, I'm 26, and I'm still medicated to this day for my severe anxiety and panic attacks. I'm sorry also today I had some, and my mind is pretty foggy right now. And I had planned all this, but I can't recall some of the stuff I was thinking of. So bear with me. Sorry, I also have to get my pop thing because it helps. So I've been on a dosage of my medication majority of my life, and then I switched, which I don't want to talk about that because that was just the worst idea. But this medicine I'm currently on right now has helped. But recently, back in November, I suffered a massive panic attack at work, and had to talk to my doctor, and where I had suffered 6 more panic attacks, one after the other, repeatedly. And I had to increase my medication and giving Xanax. I'll talk more about those and why those are important, but a few weeks later I had a car accident, and I'm fine, but I did hit up someone's bumper, and I'm okay, they're okay. Both cars got totaled though, but we're fine. Nobody got injured, but I did suffer a massive trauma, which ended up causing me to have very heavy panic attacks, and or anxiety most of the time. I think they were in between. The EMT, I mean, it was so bad. I hope I didn't make the guy freak out that I was having like a heart attack. It looked like I probably was. But the EMT was talking with my mom, and I still remember this conversation. Afterwards, though, I'm pretty much out of it mentally. I remember he was asking my mom if I've had panic attacks so badly, if I have these attacks so badly to the point where I pass out. And I'll bring up why that's interesting. To which I was easily able to shake my head no, like this. Even though my eyes are closed, I'm still conscious. My body is just physically exhausted and done, basically. And I'm muttering like, no, 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 no. And my mom agreed. I've never, and this is true, I've never passed out from my attacks. I'm just mentally out of it. I mean, I'm physically out of it. I'll talk about why I'm doing this in a moment, because this is also important. I mean, that is also important. So I went home, slept for an hour, but I was able to recuperate fine. But I think that started setting off the frequent panic attacks. So here's the thing, anxiety attacks and panic attacks are kind of almost common. They share the same like physical and a little bit of emotional symptoms, but they are different in some ways. For one, an anxiety attack, the panic slowly and gradually increases. Your fear starts to grow slowly. Whereas panic attacks, they come on suddenly, just right there, abruptly, for no reason. While anxiety attacks, there is usually a reason. For me, anxiety attack when I had a car accident, because I feared I was hurt. I feared that I hurt somebody else or could have harmed anybody, that I'm going to lose my car, I'm going to get in trouble, which I did, but I'm okay now. I covered everything and all that. And again, everybody was fine. No one was seriously hurt. The lady literally walked off, so she was fine. But my mind wouldn't comprehend that. And then, like I said, panic attacks just abruptly happen. I've had that a lot more often, where I'm fine one moment and all of a sudden I'm feeling an attack coming in, sudden, and I need to go to my calming spot. Now, like I said, I've suffered this most of my life, if not all my life. And over those years, I've found ways to notice signs, notice triggers, and notice coping skills and developing them. I'm still developing them to this day. Even with medication, I'm still developing it. First, headphones. Most people who see me will notice I always have headphones with me. These are important because they're noise canceling out. It's kind of, they're noise canceling headphones. Especially I like the Aerial kinds because they're comfortable in my ears. I will have these on maybe 10 to 15 minutes, playing something on my phone and have my eyes shut and counting. That is how I block out like any confrontation, which is a trigger for me, especially yelling or arguments. Ow. And so I will always have these. Sometimes I'm unconsciously having these on my head, and I never really notice because I'm glued to them a lot. Same with my phone. Calming corners or calming rooms. I have 3 at my place I work at. At home, it's my room. Those are the only ones I know of right off the top of my head. I know I have others. I have some new techniques and precautions. Talking about COVID stuff has become one of my new triggers. I don't like hearing about it a lot. It just builds up and just death is just not something I like to listen to. The news overall in general is, because most of the time it's just not good news. New coping ways is breathing in for 4, holding my breath for 4, releasing, and doing this repeatedly to a beat of a song. My song recently now is Afterlife by Hallie Steinfeld. And it helps. Recently I've gotten poppets. Not only for my anxiety, but for me to stay focused on my conversations like I'm doing now, because my mind is still foggy. I'm now given a benzodiazepine in case to settle the attacks and help me to calm down. I've started using scents as a way to mentally stimulate my head, saying, hey, I'm breathing in something nice. I'm at a beach escape. Or I'm in a lavender field. Stuff like that. Or Sakura in Japan. I've done that. I've got squishy stuff for me to squeeze if I'm tense. The stress ball especially, because this, that's a sign I'm going through an attack or feeling one coming. Or this is my sign of an attack. This is also another sign that I'm feeling one coming, and it's hard to speak. And the many others I've found. Forgot my train of thought again. The new addition to my medicine is another one. Increasing my medication as well. So these last few months have been stressful, but my job has been really accommodating to it, and I'm thankful for that. And going to a psychologist has helped a lot, and I'm thankful to my psychologist for all the stuff that's happened lately. Whew. Now, on to the part of why you see me do this. This is my sign that I'm having trouble talking. Now, this is something that's happened recently, and it's gotten can't get the word out. It's just become more frustrating, I've noticed, and it's affecting me in my normal everyday life. It's my speech. I'm not able to talk. I'm not able to get my words out. I'm struggling coming up with a word. Like, you just saw me struggle for a few seconds trying to get a word out, and I couldn't still figure out what that word is, so I just had to find another one. But slurred speech is another one, and I never know when that goes away. Luckily today I had an attack, so I had to stay home from work because I was developing slurred speech and just exhaustion to the point where I fell asleep on the couch. Like I said, I'm fine now. I'm still struggling with getting my words out. Still struggling, as you can tell, which eggs on my anxiety more because I'm just frustrated. So just done. Now, this is odd when I brought it up with my doctor. This shouldn't be impacting my speech ability. I mean, slurred speech, yeah, but it shouldn't be messing with me getting words out. Or giving me massive brain fog. Or making me lose my train of thought, which I'm experiencing right now. Sorry, guys. Trying not to get upset because it's just frustrating, you know? You think you get through these and you're like, oh, it won't get worse when you get older, and I took that for granted. And it just makes me not want to talk to people when I'm like this. I'm down on myself, and I shouldn't be. But it's just frustrating because there are some people that can understand what I'm trying to say when I go through that, but then there are just people who will get so frustrated at you that they just can't understand what you're saying. And you just end up apologizing because it's just making you that much more frustrated that you're not able to get your words out. Sorry, I'm crying, guys. You hear my dog out there. But just sometimes this makes you give up at times, but I can't because I've got kids that I enjoy working with, that I know might be experiencing what I do, what I go through. And I don't want them to see me give up, and I definitely don't want to give up because that's just not me. I'm that optimistic person that will tell people not to give up, no matter the struggles. But there's just like a limit to how much I can be optimistic about this. And I have to remind myself that I write down all the positive things I've accomplished. I've gotten my bachelor's degree. I've gotten the job I've been wanting to try to get for years. I'm getting close to becoming 30. I'm making money better than I did at my other job. No offense, I love that job too. I've got people that are supportive of me. I've got a family that's doing everything in their power to help me get better. And oh God, I'm a weeping mess. And I'm so thankful for that. Oh God, I don't need to have an attack coming on again. I don't want that. God, I'm a weeping mess. Sorry, guys. This is the thing. Not many people understand that when I tell them that I go through these attacks, that it makes me want to just curl up in a ball and hide in the corner. Because when people meet me, they're like, oh, you're so energetic and so talkative. Yeah, but that's just an outer me, because I don't want people to see me like this. I don't like it when I make people feel sympathy that I'm going through this, when I know it's something I've struggled with my entire life and will continue to struggle with my entire life, because there's just no cure to a neurological issue. You just have to keep going. I pause sometimes because I don't like when people hear me talk to myself to a camera. It just... And to the people who are watching this, if you're going through this, please don't hesitate to talk about it with people. Because here's the thing, Sorry, I had a bug on my window. Saw something moving, I didn't know what it was. Any more bugs? Good. But I am now becoming more open about my condition here. I'm open to my coworkers. And they're always asking if there's ways that they can help. And I just say, just distract me with the conversation. Remind me that I'm here where I've been wanting to be for most of my life. And that I'm not alone. And that this is something I'm not supposed to be ashamed of. It's just being human. By the way, that was my toe. I popped. I didn't break anything. That was my toe. Sorry. I don't even know if the audio got that. Oh gosh, looking at the time, I've been talking for like 22 minutes. But most of the time weeping. And my sister's gone cuckoo. So anyway, I didn't want this to get all sentimental, but this, just understand that you won't always see people like me, how I am now, break down and just have an attack out of the blue. Some people hide it really well, while there are others out there that are suffering through this, and it has just ruined them at times, to the point where they just are afraid to leave their house. And sometimes I'm like that. I don't sometimes want to leave my home, because there's that constant fear and expectation that another attack could happen, and it could take away all that I've worked for. And that's something I think that's just been bothering me deep down, is that if these continue to happen, I could lose my job because of taking like so many sick days just because of this mental illness. And I won't ever have a relationship because some people just will not understand the mental stress this puts you under, especially emotional, because it's just, you're just constantly begging your mind to make these things stop. No one understands. You can't just say, stop crying, or stop making it seem like it's a big deal, because to some people like me, it is. Because there's an overwhelming fear that they can get so bad to the point where you just lose everything. But in my head, I have to remember that this neurological problem does not define me, and that I have to push through and be supportive of everyone that maybe even watches my videos that's talking about it to anybody about what it's like, and having them say, I understand, and you are very strong to go through this. It would just make my day, honestly. So I'm gonna stop talking, because I feel like the more I talk about it, the more likely I'll have an attack, which is not good, because I have work tomorrow and I'm going back. I don't care how this thing's gonna happen to me. I'm going back to work, because I am done letting this keep knocking me down. Anyway, I know this is more of a somber video, and I know I paused a lot, and apologies for background noise, but I just needed to get this off my chest after I was talking with my psychologist, that I honestly, if I hadn't met her and talked with her for as long as I have these past few years, I honestly don't think I would be where I am today. Anyway, if you want to hear me talk more about this, about anxiety and how it can affect others and how to get through it, leave a comment. I wouldn't mind talking about it more. If you or someone you know has been going through this, please share your story. I want this to spread awareness to everybody, and share this video with everybody that, hey, this person is going through this exact same situation I'm going through, or this person I know going through, and not afraid to share with the world that we're not alone. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Your girl Flarity is out. Bye.